Yo, what's up, traders? What's up? Hope you're doing well. We are back at Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day it is, dude. I don't freaking know. Anyways, we had some eventful events today. My analysis was right, but my entry was wrong. It's okay though. Look, so on the 1 hour, we're in this downward trend. I said the other day, if we break over here, I'd be interested potentially in buys. Came down, you can see this nice little liquidity grab. And then we're moving to the upside and continuing up. So we'll see how we react when we get up to this little area in this zone right here. If we can push past it and then get a retrace, potentially we might be interested, or we can come back down, see if we change character or anything like that. So we'll dial into the 15-minute, kind of doing the same thing over here. So this morning I noticed, well, first off, I'm not really hopping on the charts anymore until 15 minutes after market open to 30 minutes. So I'm really looking to trade that like 9:45, 10 o'clock into that zone and really kind of maybe pay attention to see how the 10 o'clock candle moves. So I'm Central Standard Time, so 8:45 to 9 a.m. is when I'm looking to be on my charts. I actually reset my alarm straight up to take trades at like at 8:45. I'm not even looking at the charts before then. I might hop on and glance on my phone or something, but not really dialing in till then. And the reason is I'm doing an analysis the night before. I only have one trade that I'm able to take. I'm risking $105 to make $225. So I'm risking 7 points to make 15 points. And that's kind of the idea that I'm going with. So today I'm sitting here looking, and I almost wanted to get in on a sell position. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And I was like, wait, what am I doing? The trend is your friend, bro. I've been talking about this. When we're trending, I'm really only looking for trades in that direction. It's something I've really been working hard on. It's not been easy for me because I get emotional, like I'm an emotional little whiny boy up in this mother. And anyways, that's just what's been happening. So this morning I'm sitting here looking and I'm like, okay, not interested in this, because, you know, we're still respecting the overall bullish trend. And a lot of times this will happen. We'll swipe people out, get them to think we're going down, correct, and then we'll distribute up. So I'm sitting here like, all right, here's my notes for the day. Here's what we have going on. You can see my bearish trend line that we're very clearly breaking out of, right? And then I have this bullish trend line, which I'll show you real quick. And we're in this little channel right here that we're respecting, right? So now we're bullish. I created this little bearish trend line on the little 15 mini, and we'll see how we go from there. But this has been broken, so really don't need to keep it on there anymore. We'll go ahead and get rid of it. Zoom back in, reset my little chart view. I wish that would make it look way better from the start. So anyways, here's what I'm thinking this morning, and I'm actually starting to dial in on my strategy and get what I'm going for. And it's not overly complicated. So this morning I'm like, all right, we broke this high over here because we came down, right? And we're spec'd in off this trend line. So we broke this high. So I'm looking at this change of character right here. And we had created a fair value gap, which we have now touched, I can see. But before, we're looking at something like this, right? So this little fair value gap right here on the change of character is what I'm going to start looking for to execute on all of my trades, I think. Because basically what had happened today was I came in here and there's this fair value gap right here that is now invalidated, and I entered on this engulf right here, but I was late. I was a little bit late to that. And that's all right, man. That happens sometimes. It's just kind of what it was. I had a limit order set, and I'll put it right here so you can see. But this limit order that I had set, I actually talked myself out of it because I was like, well, what if we come down and we just rip? Not thinking like, hey, this should be my mechanical repeatable system, you know, that I'm going to look for. I literally put looking for retrace and entry, didn't wait for this entry. Change of character and retrace needs to be my strat. And I ended up going on this engulf. So whether or not we reject or we engulf, I think those are basically what I'm looking for. So maybe we come down here. But I think I'm going to start going for a half fill on this fair value gap and at the change of character, but not just any change of character. You see we have quite a few here, so we're dancing, you know, and even this one is a little bit like, let's wait. I'm wanting to see market move a little bit later and slower, a little bit more like trendy and planned out, not so volatile in the morning. So I'm targeting this dotted line, which is the previous day high liquidity. and this is what I'm looking for. So as you can see, this is the trade I wanted to take, and we would have had a nice return, like a nice little 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 4.5. I wouldn't have held it that long, because right now I'm working on execution and becoming repeatable, and then I'll add on my fair value gap, or my fair value gaps. I'll add on my size with funded accounts. But right now I'm not trading my funded accounts because I want to make sure that I'm not being an emotional little man-child and that I can control my emotions, and that's why I'm not leaving Top Step right now. I am going to be dabbling with some other prop firms. I'm going to actually make a video here probably later talking about my idea, and we'll get into that later. But there's another video coming out that I'm making that's going to be talking about prop firms and risk settings and how I think that they correlate and how important I think they are. So I went ahead and took this second trade because we came down here and we engulfed right here. So I really need to pay attention because we disrespected this fair value gap, right? And we had a change of character right here as well too. So it's like, I don't know. These are just kind of indications I think that I need to pay attention to. Basically, I need a change of character and a displacement. Like had we had come up here and respected, not liquidity, as like it's like kind of liquidity swept. Like I was in here for a minute and I saw that and it was even like, oh, maybe I should get out. But I'm trying to hold on and be disciplined to my ideology, my thought process, and like I said, not being emotional, all jokes aside and stuff. So I barely get tapped out here. I get swept out right here. Then we come back up, we test this little zone again, and then we go up, and we're back down now. So, you know, that's whatever, that's fine. We were literally would have been targeting the liquidity up here. So that's my trade idea. That's what I had going on for the day. All right, so I'll show you guys the Top Step account real quick. Obviously I got my rules, my locked. So let's go over here to the performance stats. My win weight 62.50. So reflecting on the trading, that's what this is all about. My risk to reward, I got to get this dialed in. Yesterday I went on a minor tilt and it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good at all. So let's see what we're looking like here. 48,185, you know, so, you know, right now we're still up 80 on the week. Here's the trade you can see and put it in if you want to. I want to check it out. There's the transparency on what I've got going on. Yeah, and all in all, man, I got my risk settings locked for a reason, and I can't really be upset on this trade if I'm being honest with you guys, because my entry was wrong, my analysis was right, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like I have to get more okay with just pulling the trigger or setting a limit order and being like, all right, if this would have went, my stop would have been right here at this little low. Like, yeah, it's not like down here or anything, but this is my entry that I'm looking at. We still would have been like, say you would have gotten in on this trade down here on a breakout, you would be potentially, depending on how you were managing your risk, you might be trailing up, and you might be trailing up to this level. So it comes here and starts shooting up here, you might trail up to here into this zone. And then, so if you took a breakout trade right here, you might take this, and then like once you get up here and you come up to this level, you might trail to right here. And then after that, once you get a break up here, you might trail to up here. And once you get a break to up here, you know, you might trail to up here, up here. And then you come up here and you break, and then you'd probably be stopped out if you were trailing right here, and then it would continue on without you or whatever. But my idea was this change of character fair value gap is kind of my money spot, what I'm interested in. So we come here and feel this inefficiency, and that's enough to run up and continue the market. And maybe later we come back into this zone and fill these other inefficiencies down here because the liquidity was targeted. So that's kind of my thought process. That's kind of where I'm at. I've made like 4 videos today. I'm making some reaction videos. I made one today reacting on a trader, and I'm really trying to just give my opinion, not kind of come after anybody, just kind of give my thoughts on traders. And I'm really trying to help new traders that want to get into this understand like how to spend your money and how to be smart about it, and understand that like the best advice I think that someone could give you is to understand risk management. And this isn't financial advice, it's just my opinion, but I think that you really need to understand risk management, because if you can sit here and continue to get repetitions in the game, you're going to be able to get better. And then you learn your strategy and you dial it in. Like this has taken me quite a while to get this strategy dialed in, and now I'm only taking 1 trade in a day until I get more capital. When I get more capital, maybe we'll take more. But yeah, I'm just kind of going to do some reaction videos, and I'm starting my other YouTube, Tactyscopes, TACTYSCOPES, if you want to check that out. It's going to be a lot of like reaction videos. I'm going to put some of my military humor and stuff like that. You know, I'm a airborne infantry. I was a sergeant when I got out of the military, so I'm probably going to be bringing some humor and some comedy to that, and, you know, just kind of go into character and things like that, and just kind of have an outlet, because I do struggle with a lot of mental stuff, and it's not fun bottling it up and holding on to things. So I'm going to go ahead and try to put myself out there to be more expressive and just have some fun with it. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope this brought some value. And if you have anything that you would like to say, or any notes or any tips and tricks or anything like that, let me know. I will say I was paying attention real quick before I go to the CCI, and I thought we were a little bit overextended right here in this zone. And that might be a little bit of a telltale that I'm like, hey, we were overstretched. You know, anything over kind of like that 150, I'm interested, because if you see what happens when it hits over 150 into 250, usually we get some kind of reaction. You know what I'm saying? So that's like we're overextended a little bit. So that's something that I'm really kind of paying attention to, and that really made me think about pulling the trigger. Hindsight 2020, I wish I would have and just let it went. Don't know if I would have gotten the fill. It was pretty precise, but yeah, man, y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time. Much love. Ciao.